What's up, everybody? It is me, KiNGAlpha. Hope everybody's having a great day. I do want to thank everybody for voting on the poll. You guys did vote Nodachi, and at the time of the poll, it was 2% behind. It was 2% ahead of Imperial Spears. So I will be putting up a poll. It's in the YouTube community area of my channel in case you do want to vote. I'm going to be putting up the next guides of which guides you guys do want me to do. It is going to be in that area. I'm sorry that there was a bit of confusion in terms of that. Now, in terms of this Nodachi build, I'm glad that you guys all asked for it, but I'm just going to say this because I know I'm either going to get a lot of hate for this or something, but this is not the perfect build. This is the build that works for me. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like for Nodachi, there's a lot of different Nodachi builds. Yes, there could be a quote unquote perfect one in other people's eyes, but I will say this. If you can find a build that works for you and it's working for you, stick with it. Honestly, you could change it up a little bit and everything, but if there's a build that works for you that might not work for someone else, then fine, so be it. Honestly, play the way you want to play. I'm just suggesting a build that has worked for me that you can try, that you might like it, and you might actually be like, wow, this is a really good build, and I really can enjoy at least Nodachi a little bit. So I'm going to go into the build. I'm going to go into the attributes, the runes, the skills that I use, and hopefully can show a little bit of gameplay. I don't want to make this guide too long. Honestly, I want you guys to at least, get straight to it, know what you want to do, know what you want to get, and all that type of stuff, what you're looking for, etc. Thank you all for the support, and let's get into this. So I actually had to take a picture of this because I really needed to show off, I really needed to remember how much I had of each thing and everything. So the attribute points and how I distribute it was 40 agility, 12 armor, and 20 toughness. Now, I want to really state this. This is based off of also my armor, what type of bancho I have, and all that type of stuff. People can have way better banchos. You could see that I have blue armor, mainly because of my leadership on stats on them. But this is pertaining to me. So I would really say there's going to be certain things that I'm going to suggest, and you work off of the build and numbers and calculations of your armor as well, because everybody has different armor, especially if you're a new player and you're getting into this and you're crafting armor. Do this and kind of aim for this if you're going to be playing Nodachi. So first big thing is for me is a certain amount of health. In this meta, there's a lot of heavy armors, and I feel like if I had too low of health, honestly, it's just too easy to kill me. But obviously, I always say positioning is always a key thing too. If you're positioning yourself wrong and then you're getting hit by 3 or 4 heroes, then there should be 2 or 3 other heroes with you. Honestly, it really just depends on the situation. So I just enjoy the extra health. It really does help me out. I tried to aim for at least 28,000 health. However, I just did get a chest piece that gave me leadership, but I lost my health for it. So it is the sad bit. Now, in terms of slashing damage and slashing armor penetration, I honestly try and aim for at least 2,000 slashing damage. But then with slashing armor penetration on the my game side, there's a lot of heavy armor players. So you really need at least more than 17,000 to almost 2,000 slashing armor penetration. But like I said, this does depend on your bancho as well. If you do want to go and get that 2,000 slashing armor penetration, you are going to need to get more points into agility. But that is basically your preference, because I feel like if you're going for that extra damage just so you can hurt these heavy armors and stuff, you're going to be losing a lot of protection that you could possibly have in armor and health. That you could do a lot of damage, but if you're not going to survive and be able to output that damage, then really what's the point? Next, I try and aim for at least 600 defense overall for all my attributes and stuff. My defensive attributes. As you can see, I didn't get to 600 for any of them, but honestly, it's gotten to the closest point that I can get without losing too much slashing armor penetration or too much health. And obviously, like I said again too, I don't have the best armor. So obviously I will try and craft better armor, but this is the best armor I can actually have with the leadership and everything. So I basically did my attributes based off of the armor that I have, the banter that I have, and what really works for you. So you can do the same distribution if you want. If it works for you, that is amazing. But obviously, I do hope for anybody that you when you're using Nodachi and everything, you're going based off of your actual armor stats, your build itself, because I feel like it's way better to play that way than just going one straight build and not testing other builds. So for Bancho, for when you're crafting a Bancho, you really want to look for a lot of slashing damage, slashing armor penetration, and some piercing damage. The blunt damage is really, really bad. Do not go for blunt damage. I hope eventually they do take out the blunt damage. There's basically no blunt damage apparently from except the avalanche or whatever skill, but I don't even think it actually does blunt damage. It's kind of stupid. So let's hope that Frontier or My Games or something can really get blunt damage off. I think there is some talks about it and everything. So let's hope in the future they do this. But that's basically what you're aiming for. In terms of the runes for Bancho, like for your actual Nodachi, there's two runes that you can really work with, which I do like. It's the every time you kill or assist one, assist killing one hero or killing 3 soldiers, you get 1 stack of Bloodlust. Bloodlust basically makes Nodachi, and the fact that you can get it every time you either kill or assist a hero or kill 3 soldiers is really, really good because it allows you to stack Bloodlust really fast, especially if you're doing a lot of damage to units and stuff. But there's also Reforged Blade. I did enjoy Reforged Blade for sure. I was playing with it for a while, but I do enjoy the Bloodlust stacks more because it's not heavily just reliant only on skills landing and stuff, so that you can actually get Bloodlust stacks without only landing certain skills and everything. So I will say this rune is pretty good in terms of the fact that it does make you a lot tankier at a lower health, so that you can actually regen your health back and everything. It's really, really good. I would say maybe this would be better in, for example, deathmatch if you're using this, like with Nodachi and everything. But personally, in Siege, I love to use the every time you kill or assist, etc., you get a Bloodlust stack. The other one you want to use is Cursed Blade. 40% of health drained or health gained from life drain is converted into damage and dealt against your enemy, which is really, really nice because once you get that life drain, it's really good in terms of getting doing damage against heroes and all that type of stuff, and units. You definitely want to go for the crit value. You definitely need the crit value and the extra toughness, so this gives me extra points in terms of my health. The chest piece, you really want to just do the reduced damage taken by 5%. It's really, really good. People have asked me, is it worth doing this, like the roaming and the extra armor? Not really. Personally, the reduced damage taken is just fine enough for that. My boots, I do increase arm penetration by 45 points, which you really need, and the extra 5 agility, which really, really helps for the slashing armor penetration. And lastly, each time you kill 3 soldiers, your damage dealt increases by 10% for 15 seconds. This is pretty huge for Nodachi because I feel like it is kind of easy to kill 3 soldiers, especially with the skills that I'm using. So I would really suggest to use this one. I was using the increased damage dealt by 3% overall, but personally, the wolf consumption really makes sense for Nodachi because of all the life drain and bloodlust stacks and stuff. So this really pairs up with the Bancho that I'm using, the runes. So it's really, really nice. And then increased strength by 5 points. So that helps with the slashing damage over here for my hero. Now, I'm going to go into my skills. I'm going to say this. Honestly, this is based off of you and how you want to play. This is the skill set that has worked for me, that I've found the most success with. You can obviously change certain skills. There's certain skills that basically always need to stay there, but there's 2 skills that I would say that you can change out for whether you like it or not. It's honestly based off of your play style, based off of how you want to play, but this works for me. I personally enjoy Tiger's Claw so much because of the fact of how much life drain you get and the AoE of it. Especially in sieges, it really can help out when you do use this skill, and it does open up a lot of areas or stop, or it's good against like multiple heroes and stuff. It's really, really nice. Now, this skill can be switched out though for Monstrous Blade. Monstrous Blade is heavily a good skill in terms of light drain and all that type of stuff. But I will say this skill is heavily reliant on a lot of auto attacks. So you do get a lot of life drain and everything. So with your auto attacks, you're getting a lot more health back. But this is based off of you. If you want to use this skill and you can master Monstrous Blade, you can become really deadly in terms of the fact of just constantly you know, using this skill, getting life drain, getting health back, getting all the stacks and everything. It is a really good skill, but it takes practice. This skill, I feel, takes really a lot of practice, and it's just one skill that I think if I had enough time with, and honestly went through the pain of mastering it, then it's a really good skill. But I enjoy Tiger's Claw more. Now we have Bloodthirsty. Bloodthirsty is a skill that honestly always needs to be in a Nodachi's, you know, just skill set, because if you don't do this, honestly, you're really screwing yourself up. It's a must. Bloodthirsty is a must. If you take the skill out, you're just not gonna play Nodachi well at all. Next is Blood Oath. I really love Blood Oath. It resets both Monstrous Blade, Tiger's Claw, Fearless, Steadfast, basically all the skills, and it's really, really important. It also adds 2 stacks of Bloodlust, which is great, but it also increases your damage dealt by 20% for 9 seconds. So there's a lot of things that are increasing your damage dealt for a lot of time with Nodachi, which is really, really nice, and I've been enjoying it. Lastly is Dragon's Leap. Now, Dragon's Leap does not need to be in your setup, but I enjoy Dragon's Leap because of the CC that it does, versus all the heroes, versus all the units, and it is an amazing skill. This skill, though, I will say this, takes a lot of time to master. It's really one of those skills that when you master it, it becomes an amazing skill, and you'll honestly see that you're like, wow, I just, did that as a Nodachi versus everything, and it's amazing. It's one of those most satisfying skills when it does land. I will say this, I always try and use this skill when I have all my bloodbath, like when I have bloodbath stacking, because it does give you immune to crowd control, which is really, really important. There's only a few things that can really stop you when you are immune to crowd control effects. So I would really suggest using Dragon's Leap only when you have Bloodbath, or unless you're able to use it without getting stopped. Because honestly, it's so easy to stop Dragon's Leap that it's super annoying. And it does have a charge up for 2 seconds, so it's kind of like it's really easy to stop Nodachi if the person's able to get up immediately. So always try and use this skill when you do have the immune to crowd control and stuff. Now I will say this, you can also use Fearless Steadfast if you want. I personally don't enjoy Fearless Steadfast. Yeah, it gives you an extra bloodlust stack and everything, and it does do decent damage, but I just don't like the little, it's like very singular. I really enjoy more of the Tiger's Claw for the AoE. Now, I don't want to keep this guide any longer because it's already 12 minutes. I'm sorry we didn't get into any gameplay, but I really wanted to just really talk about, the best skills to use, how to use them, what you try and aim for. You always just try and aim for the bloodbath stacks. And I'm sorry this kind of did take so long. I really wanted to talk about a little bit of gameplay and everything. Maybe I'll do that in just like a singular video of just talking about, Nodachi itself in just one video and everything. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of the guide and everything. Hopefully this helps, and I will see you guys next time. Deuces.